A couple new things on Instacart's app. Have you noticed it? And I've got a question for you. I'm Brian, Instacart Bulldog, back with more tips for bigger tips and better ratings. Let's hit it. Welcome back to this channel. I'm happy to have you again. And if you're a new viewer to this channel, I really appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you make it to the end. And I hope you'll give it a like as well as subscribe so you don't miss any more of my tips for bigger tips and better ratings. I'm Brian, Instacart Bulldog in Pensacola, Florida. And last week I was talking about how slow things were during the week, how I hadn't been inside a grocery store all week long due to the abysmal number of batches, but I did make up for it on Friday and Saturday in the beachfront towns as tourism season is still strong, so thankfully that worked out. Guy riding by on his bike with a dog apparently running loose behind him and decided to yell right when he was outside my window. I thought he was yelling at me and we were going to have a show for you, but thankfully that didn't happen. Anyway, we're off to a different start this week as Monday is kicking off a promo, as you'll see right here. And you know what? I am not taking part in it at all. I do not like promo days, and I'll tell you why. Because it's usually the small order batches, the low dollar amounts, like the $9, $10, $11 ones that I wouldn't take anyway, and I'm certainly not going to take them today. And the reason being is I learned my lesson a long time ago in trying to take all those small dollar batches to try and make that promo. And then I ended up getting burned big time because, again, you're dealing with low tip customers. And those are the ones that are going to give you the most grief. They're the ones that are going to falsely report items missing. And they're the ones that are going to give you the low ratings. And that I don't need. That happened to me that last time I participated in a promo day with all those small dollar orders, and I suffered for weeks, hundreds of dollars a week lost because I was trying to gain, what, 20, 30 bucks at the end of the day? I'm not doing it today, so I'm just going to do something else. So I want to talk about something that I found on the app this weekend that is new to me. And I don't know if it's new for you. Maybe you haven't seen it. Maybe you've already had it in place. Two things that are happening. One is the ability to thank a customer for a tip. Yes, I got this notification and then I tapped on it and it opened up the order. And it had the ability to send thanks for a tip. Well, that's great. That's what Uber does. So is Instacart trying to act like Uber now? Doing the thumbs up and thumbs down rating system, and now they're doing the ability to thank a customer for a tip, because that's what Uber does right now. You know, they'll send you a notification and saying customer tipped you $10, and you know, you can send thanks to them, and that's great. It's a feature that I love to use because it's something that I really like to do, because how many times, hopefully you've been fortunate enough to get that customer who doubled their tip and you get $50 or something like that. And you want to thank them for it. But because as soon as you swipe complete delivery, your communication with the customer is completely cut off. So this is really a nice feature that is going. Now, it's not doing you a lot of good with earning a lot of extra money, but it does give you the ability to at least thank the customer for their generosity. But I did not get that notification for every order. I only got it twice, and I did 5 batches on Saturday, and that was the first time that I had seen this notification. And both those times have been triple order batches. I don't know if they're just doing it on triples or what. It just seems to be random, and I have no idea what. But speaking of Uber, now Uber this weekend, I did not get the notifications for all the tips that I got, and I did a lot of Uber Eats orders. So I just had to go back on the app under earnings, and then it pulled up the list of orders that you've done, and then in there on each line was send thanks for the tip. And I did that. I thanked every single one of those customers. The second thing that I noticed this weekend is that you can now check your earnings immediately after you swipe complete delivery. Now, before I used to have to wait a half an hour in order to see the breakdown of the order, whether customer A was the big tipper or not, and how much did all those refunds cost me in tips. Now I get to see it immediately, and that's really good in a way. I mean, again, what does it mean for us at the end of the day? I don't know. But at least you can continue to pace yourself and know, oh crap, I lost $3 because I had to refund 4 of those energy drinks and a pound of ground beef or something that they didn't have because they didn't have the 93% in or 92% in Greenwise brand, and they didn't want the Publix brand. So anyway, you've got at least the ability to see that right away, and you just keep on going. You keep on going with your day, and that's what I like to do. I like to keep moving. The customer still has 24 hours to tip you after you complete the batch, so that is still subject to change. So now I've got one question for you, and this is something that I've been trying to figure out and I cannot get a straight answer to. So I see a lot of shop-only orders, and that has been going on for probably over a month now because Instacart got rid of their in-store shoppers because they didn't want to pay people the hourly wages and all that stuff. So now they're doing us, the independent contractors, offering them those shop-only orders, which are for curbside pickup. And I'm using Publix as the prime example for that in my area. And the payouts are wild. They're weird. You can have a shop-only order of, we'll say earning $9 to shop 4 items. But yet this weekend, I saw an order for 86 items and 140 some units, and they were only paying out $14. Well, that order sat there for over 3 hours. Yes! Good, because that is an abuse of the system. That is something that would take me probably an hour and 20 minutes to shop, and then you've got to go wait in line to check out. Then you've got to, run all that stuff through the checker. Then you've got to bag it, and then you've got to tag it, and then you've got to stage it. You're talking 2 hours worth of work for $14. Instacart, what are you thinking? I mean, I'm sorry. That's just predatory. And I'm glad that order sat for 3 hours. What's sad is that someone took it after 3 hours. So my question is, can a customer rate you on those shop-only orders? I have not done any of those because I am very afraid of what happens to the order after I stage it and leave. Because one thing that I like about being a full-service shopper, I have complete control of the items from the time I take it off the shelf to the checkout. I bag it all myself, and then I deliver it, and I take my pictures and everything. And that way I know if something is wrong, if the customer reports something wrong, I'll know if they're probably telling the truth or if they're outright lying. But with the shop-only orders, you're putting it on the shelf, and what if the employees who are doing the curbside pickup happens to grab the wrong bag, or if, we'll say someone goes in and lifts something out of the bag because they really wanted that can of whatever. But I'll tell you why I say that, because I think it's happened. Because one of the stores that I shop in, they have a sign on the freezer door that says, "Do not take ice cream out of this freezer. This is for," and I can't remember what the rest of it said. And I'm like, wow, they've had a problem with this. Another reason why I don't want to do shop-only orders, because if the customer is rating you, then they're going to be reporting a missing item. They're going to give you however many stars. I don't want to deal with that. But again, I can't get a straight answer, and I've asked multiple ways. You can't get through to support on this question. Forget that virtual assistant nonsense. And then I've asked a couple of in-store shoppers, can the customers rate you? The ones that are doing the shop-only orders. They didn't know the answer to that. How do you not know the answer? but they never look at their ratings, so they don't know. I talked to one shopper just on Saturday. I saw her staging this stuff, and I said, "Hey, do you get rated for this?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "Well, I do the full service stuff, so, I know I get rated, but I also have complete control of everything from beginning to end." I said, "What about you?" And she says, "I really don't even know what I'm doing." But I also blame Instacart because guess what? They won't tell you. But yes, sometimes it may be tempting to try to do those because, I understand that people that might want to do those shop only orders because they never have to leave the store. They can, they're saving on gas. They're not putting wear and tear on their car. I get it. That's fine. Maybe they just don't want to deal with people. Maybe they just don't want to drive around neighborhoods they don't know. Okay, that's fine. That's up to you. That what works for you works for you. I'm not going to pass judgment on that. I just want to know, should I open up my possibilities and take shop only orders and risk a low rating? I don't know. What do you think? This is where I need you for this one. What has been your experience with it? And hopefully I can get an answer to this question. And again, the other hesitation is the payouts for some of these are just ridiculously low. I won't take them just like I won't take no tip orders. My mantra, no tip, no trip. I won't do it, and neither should you. Don't do it. You're hurting the rest of us when you do, and you're cheapening your own self-worth. You really need to put a value on yourself, your time, and really set your own goals for yourself, because that is the nice thing about being an independent contractor. You have the ability to do it. I understand there are some markets where that doesn't, some are struggling more so than others. And I'm going to have my days around here pretty soon where it's going to be a big struggle as tourism season wanes, and I'll have to adjust to that. I will do another topic someday of no tip, no trip. And I just am very adamant about that. So please just put a good value, because you deserve better than that. Don't be abused by the customers. This is a luxury service, and they can pay you for that luxury of you delivering stuff to their door where you're putting yourself at risk in the store. You're putting your vehicle, your property at risk. You're accepting all of the liability for insurance purposes, as well as the liability of trip hazards and anything else. This is all on you. So make it worth your time. Please think about that. It just burns my bottom when I see that. There is not going to be that cash tip on the other end. I've tried that. I did that game. It worked the first couple of times I did it, and then it went to crap over a year ago. So I stopped doing it then. I had to learn the hard way. Take it from me, please. Been there, done that. I'm here to help you. I want you to make as much money as you can. I'm Brian, Instacart Bulldog. Happy to hear your thoughts on the questions that I've raised. And also, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much again for all the new subscribers. Welcome. I get all the notifications that you've subscribed. I thank every single one of you. I wish I could do it personally. If there was just a way to do it, just like Instacart and Uber is doing it now, that would be great. But you have it from me right now, from my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, go get 'em!